Hello guys and gals of the internet, I am the 7 Chaos of YouTube and Twitch TV as always. It is a channel update, so welcome along. It is July 21st, 2016, and we're going to get straight down to it because there's a few things to discuss and we're not going to dilly that around, we're just going to get straight to it. The reason you are looking at my computer screen will become clear in just a moment. So let's recap. June the 1st, 2016, I made this channel update right here. And basically, I was explaining kind of my rough schedule for the summer months. Because traditionally, when it comes to gaming, the summer months are traditionally rather quiet. There isn't really a lot going on. So what I decided to do, but the main plan was my Last of Us Remastered playthrough, which did begin on June the 1st. My Euro 2016 playthrough did begin on June the 10th, and I uploaded the games on the days they were played. I pretty much kept with that. Unfortunately, that fell really short because all my teams were eliminated by the last 16 stage. But to be honest, I was getting so annoyed with PES that I really didn't care that much anyway. The first big shock of E3 2016 was on the Tuesday in the Microsoft press conference, or I think that might have been the Monday actually, but it was the Microsoft E3 press conference, which had a huge shock and surprise of General ROM immediately announced for KI. Basically, KI, the person came out for a bit, they had the General ROM trailer, and at the end of the trailer it says, out today. I was like, holy shit, are you kidding me? General ROM out of nowhere. And the interesting thing about that was, when I made this update, I was still in the midst of my Gargus Madness at the time, as you can see. Gargus Madness had 4 more videos left to run. So it's quite incredible that only like a week later, General ROM is all of a sudden announced and available to play. The bad thing was the update for KI actually didn't drop until very late in the night on that day for me, like UK time. I guess it was all time zones and stuff like that, and high demand for wanting General ROM to play in the game. So I actually ended up starting the set the day after, recording wise. What I did was I made it an extra special long set of 15 videos, with half of it being on the PC and the other half being on the Xbox One. So that kind of threw me off guard. And come to, like, when you think about it, I was still playing through the likes of Uncharted 4, Pokémon's Ferrum League, and Heavy Rain at the time. Now, with Uncharted 4 being the longest Uncharted, that obviously threw a wrench into the works because I was in the middle of my Pokémon Ferrum League and Heavy Rain playthroughs at the time. Uncharted 4 gets announced, and that takes up the bulk of my time. So I kind of dropped Pokémon and Heavy Rain for like 2-3 weeks to a month, and didn't really play them until I'd finished Uncharted 4 and the Michonne miniseries on The Walking Dead, which I decided to actually wait until all the episodes were out, because that was apparently only 3 episodes, and that actually just finished as of last night on the channel. So check those out if you haven't; they should be on the main page. So I've actually finished Uncharted 4, as you see. 67 parts it took in total, but it kind of held up my playthroughs of Heavy Rain and Pokémon Tournament, as well as my playthrough of The Last of Us Remastered, which, as you will see, didn't go very far. But back to the point. I have finished Heavy Rain. That is completed. I've actually started uploading that today. But as you've probably seen from the first video, I started the playthrough back in March. That's how excited I was for Uncharted. Pretty much when Uncharted 4 came out, I pretty much dropped everything else I was doing and didn't play it for a couple of weeks as I was doing Uncharted and the multiplayer set that I recorded as well. The first multiplayer set I recorded for that game. So, as you will probably see round about now, as I show you quickly, The Last of Us kind of stalled at 5 videos. So, my bad, because I did make The Last of Us my kind of objective for the summer, but so much has happened since then that I haven't just had time to sit down and really record it, really. You know, General ROM took a couple of days to record with all the videos I was doing for it. And then I was finishing up Pokémon Tournament, finished up Heavy Rain, those playthroughs are done. Pokémon Tournament's actually done as a whole, and I actually did an MP multiplayer set of that game as well. And obviously I was finishing up the 2006 season in my Michael Schumacher years playthrough. Then July comes around before you know it, and as you see, we had the story mode for Street Fighter V, A Shadow Falls, plus the character releases of Ibuki and Balrog, and I actually turned that 2-character Madness set into a 3-character Madness set because I added Guile at that point because I never got to do a Guile Madness on his own when he originally came out. Again, I was really busy uploading a bunch of other stuff. So, yeah, Resident Evil 5 has come out. We've kind of stalled on that a little bit. Because really, I've got to say this with Resident Evil 5, the Lost in Nightmares DLC isn't actually unlocked until you complete the game. So that playthrough won't be going up for probably quite some time, actually, because we've got to complete the game and then do Lost in Nightmares and then start uploading it. And then obviously all this other stuff will be happening as well. Formula 1 2016 is coming out on the 19th of August 2016, and that is looking like the most complete and fun F1 game since F1 Championship Edition on the PlayStation 3. 10 years and we finally have a fully complete F1 game with formation laps and all that kind of stuff. I'll explain all the features in my 7 Chaos Previews episode when that game is just about to come out. For Gears of War 3, as you see there, our friend has just not been available to sit and record the game, so we've only played through just under 2 hours of the game so far. We're on Act 2, but he just hasn't been available to play with us as of yet, so we just haven't had any chance to record any more of that game. We are hoping to finish that before Gears of War 4 comes out, but the key word there is hoping at this point. So we had the Street Fighter stuff in the first few weeks of July, and now, tomorrow, is actually going to be the release of Idol for Killer Instinct. Yes, tomorrow, the final KI character for Season 3 is Idol, and he will be released, and I'll also be re-recording a set of that. Something else in the last week or so has also kind of preoccupied my attention. I'll explain more about that in just a second. And to add to the fighting game kind of madness crave at the moment, they just an hour ago dropped the Jury trailer for Street Fighter V. So Jury will be probably coming out next week, and I am sure as hell playing through a Jury Madness and making that quite a long series as well, because I cannot wait to go into some Street Fighter V matches and literally kick some butt with Jury, although probably not. She was my main in Street Fighter 4, so hopefully that form will continue into that. So yeah, that's what's been happening. I've had to finish a couple of other playthroughs that got stalled when Uncharted 4 came out, and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, a lot's been going on. So as you can see, yeah, The Last of Us kind of stalled, and Heavy Rain, which I recorded, just finished a few weeks ago. I started recording in March, so everything has been all over the place on YouTube. I do apologize that I haven't really been able to keep to my summer schedule as such, but there's been a lot happening. F1 2016 is going to take up the bulk of my time anyway. So The Last of Us will continue, but probably not for quite some time with everything else I'm doing at the moment. So yeah, apologies for not really keeping to my summer schedule in the way I'd hoped. I did say it was kind of the key word being hope, and I obviously really messed up. Uncharted 4 ended up being the longest game of the 4 games, and of course the multiplayer set, and I had to finish up Pokken and the multiplayer set of that. Not only that, but as we go into my files here, Uncharted 4, I actually decided to do a second multiplayer set because just a couple of weeks ago, I think it was, they actually released an update which gave you a leveling system for Uncharted 4. So I decided to do another set of that game with that included. So you'll be seeing that pretty much when I would say when A Shadow Falls finishes, which is only 14 videos, so that won't take too long. But as I said, over the last week or so, another thing has caught my preoccupied attention. Yes, streaming. And this is really the most important part of the video, because I am here to announce today that I am going to be streaming on as much of a consistent base as possible. As you can see, I streamed for 3 days straight, from the 13th to the 15th and really enjoyed it. And then obviously the King of Fighters 14 demo came out. And more to the point, in August, you've got F1 2016, you've got King of Fighters 14, you've got Resident Evil 4, and then into September you've got FIFA, and you've got NBA 2K, and then in October you've got Battlefield, you've got in September you've actually got a DLC for Star Wars Battlefront, which I might check out. Finally, they're releasing some actual decent DLC for the game. Who knew? Who even cares at this point? You know what I mean? In October you've got the likes of Battlefield coming out and some other stuff which I can't remember. And then in November you've got the big one. You've got Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, which no one gives a damn about. But in a case, I guess they do give a damn about it, because out with it is Call of Duty 4 Remastered, and I'm going to be playing the holy fuck out of that game because I love that game. I love the Modern Warfare series, and it was just like, why have they even bothered? Infinite Warfare, is anyone really going to give a damn? No, but I've already kind of gone over that, so let's not do that. Let's focus onto the big part of this video, which is my kind of announcement that I am going to be streaming on as much a consistent base as I can. As you can see, I streamed for a few days straight and then had a bit of a break and played King of Fighters 14. In the space of these 4 days, I have gained 10 followers already. So I think consistency is the first thing I'm going to get down to. I'm starting to really get used to the bitrate I use. I've started using Twitch alerts and chat on the screen, and all this other stuff with Game Capture 3 with the Elgato HD60 Pro and Game Capture 3, and I've really enjoyed the holy heck out of it. So I might even tomorrow, if I get some time, what I might do is actually stream the release of Idle and record it, because one of the most interesting things with the Elgato HD60 Pro in particular is that you can stream and record at the same time. So I might even do that if I get some time tomorrow. It depends when the KI update will drop, because usually the KI updates don't drop till about 6 o'clock at night, and then it takes about, UK time, and it takes about an hour or an hour and a half to download the whole thing because of patches and changes and things like that. So, and character balance changes and things like that. As you can see, I have my longest stream to date here. When I streamed the King of Fighters 14 demo, it would have been shorter, but a friend of mine that I made on the chat actually wanted to play with me a couple hours on Street Fighter, so I ended up playing for an extra hour or so on Street Fighter with the guy. So, to those of you that have followed my Twitch, thank you very much. It is greatly appreciated, and greatly appreciated because I'm going to be a low-key streamer. I'm not going into this looking to be a top dog, or I'm not going to... I'll talk about all that in a moment, but basically, let's give you the overview of what this looks like, in case you guys have not even followed my Twitch yet. So basically, yep, click the follow button if you want to follow and all that stuff. So here is kind of a brief overview of who I am and what I've kind of done over the last couple of years. That's kind of superfluous and not important. What's important is this section, and in particular the end of this section. So obviously I write in this section what I have, my equipment I use the HD60 Pro with Game Capture 3 software, and I record at 720p 30 frames per second. Now, the main reason for that is because my internet is ass. But even if I had a decent internet, I think there's only one internet provider that would actually allow me to record and stream at 60 frames per second 1080p. And I'm probably not going to get that, because that is going to cost me a lot of money, and I live independently, so I need to watch out for money for my bills. I'm pretty money constrained when it comes to high-powered internet and stuff like that, so I will probably be never getting a top-quality internet to stream at that bit rate and stuff like that. So I'm pretty much going to stick at 720p 30 frames for now. I haven't really tested the 60 frames yet, but I don't think I can do it because I need a certain bit rate, a high bit rate to do it, and my internet being ass probably wouldn't allow me to do it anyway. So it's going to be 720p 30 frames for now. That's why as well I'm not really going to be looking to become one of the big guys, because the big guys are big guys for a reason. They have awesome Twitch alerts, they have 60 frames per second 1080p streaming capability. I don't have that capability. I'm quite limited, so I've kind of gone into the mindset with Twitch like I went into my YouTube. I'm going in to enjoy it. I'm going in to build a chat and build a community that I'd like to interact with. I mean, obviously up here, you'll see that I mentioned here that I actually started to stream in 2013. Now, this was when I was doing camera playthroughs, and what I wanted to try and do was use the console capabilities for streaming and record at the same time. I found that really tough, especially with a digital camera, and I'd probably find it just as tough with direct capture setup as well. I found the console streaming capabilities very limiting and restrictive, so I couldn't really work out with that. So after about a month, I kind of dropped it and didn't really get to stream again until I got my game PC in 2014, as you can see here. Is that section. And over the last couple of years, I've bit by bit kind of learned about streaming, but back in 2014 and 15, the Elgato software didn't have as much as it has now. It has everything now. You can set up Twitch alerts, you can set up stream chat, you can set up all this cool stuff. I don't even need OBS. You know, I even dropped OBS because I find Game Capture 3 a lot simpler to use and it doesn't crash. I had so many issues with Game Capture 3, not Game Capture 3, OBS, especially when it came to using the HD60 Pro. Because what would happen was with original OBS, it doesn't recognize the HD60 Pro as much as you'd think. It recognizes it, but the problem was I couldn't configure any of the settings in it. And there's a second OBS, it's OBS multi-platform, and that kept crashing the heck out on me. So over the last week or so, as you can see, I've just used Game Capture 3, and it works like a dream, really. I mean, I had a real problem with this a couple of days ago with rendering and stuff, but once I got around it, it was good to know, and the stream chat stayed put, and we had great interaction on King of Fighters 14 demo. I had about a high of 15 viewers at that point, so I really enjoyed that day, and I really enjoyed this day as well, the first one, because I got a bunch of viewers, and we had a nice old chin wag in the chat. I really love streaming. My friend says it's the way to go. You know, it's the way to go because it's the way to interact with your fans and your subscribers on YouTube and stuff like that. So I really am going to try and make a real go at this. Now, am I really going to be expert? No, I am still kind of limited to Game Capture 3, and like I said, the 720p and the 30 frames per second, and only certain things I can do. I can't do anything really flashy like overlays and things. I'm trying to kind of figure that out if I can. But it's a work in progress, but the first thing I'm going to work on is my consistency, so then I can actually figure out what works and what doesn't, and what I can and can't do. So even though these streams are very experimental, you know, to see what I can do and what I can't do, I've had great fun with every single one of them. So I am going to really make this a big thing in the future. I'll still be doing YouTube. I still will be active on YouTube doing other stuff. But like I said, with the master copy function on the Elgato HD60 Pro, you can stream and record at the same time. So what I might do if I have some time tomorrow with the Gargis release is stream and record the set at the same time. Now, I'm not entirely sure how that's going to work out, but that's what it's there for. So hopefully we can get that going. Now, as you can see, here it is with my capture card, all this stuff that's in my YouTube About section, so you don't really need to know that. I finally found the specs of my PC, by the way. So, if that's all the specs, then great. My uncle will have to tell me on that one. Now, this is the most important little section here. Now, I mentioned that I haven't really got a dedicated streaming day as of yet, because I haven't. This is all experimental at the moment, like I said before. But what I am trying to do is maybe have some times. Now, you'll notice that, now keep in mind, like I said at the bottom of the thing here, it says keep in mind that these times are based on British Standard Time because I live in the UK. Now, you'll notice that it says stream 1 is 12:30 PM to 6 PM. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to be streaming for 5.5 hours. That's kind of like my first kind of streaming slot, basically. I could probably stream from any time between 12:30 and maybe 5 o'clock, and maybe stream for an hour. And that doesn't mean I'm going to stream for 5.5 hours. God no, I don't want to go for that long. Not on a consistent basis anyway. But yeah, that's my kind of That's my kind of first stream slot, basically. Any time after 12:30 to 6 p.m. Now, at around 6 p.m. I will go for a break. And basically what I do there is make my tea, make my food and all that stuff, and upload the day's videos to YouTube. So I have maybe about 3 to 4 hours, because, well, normally uploading doesn't take that long, but, you know, I get settled down. And then I'll have a second stream slot, which is 9:30 to 12:30 a.m. And which is about midnight, about midnight, midnight, which is when I traditionally go to bed and get some sleep. So these are my stream slots. These aren't stream times. These are my slots, basically. And I think with this, I'll get a majority of people. Say, the early day in the stream, I got a bunch of viewers on King of Fighters 14. I got about 5 viewers that day, streaming at this time. And another bulk of my viewers was at this time. So 2 stream slots on a more consistent... I may even use both these slots up sometimes. But do keep in mind, I am doing my YouTube channel as well. So there may be some days I record. And that's why I kind of said I don't really have a dedicated streaming day as of yet. Because I need to kind of work my way around my YouTube recording. Now the summer has slowed down a little bit now. So I am definitely going to have more streaming days than upload days. But please keep in mind that I do run a YouTube channel as well. I don't run it, but you know what I mean. I do YouTube as well. So, you know, I have to kind of... I mean, but again, the advantage of the master copy is there. Maybe I could stream the playthrough I'm going to do. The only thing is, I probably wouldn't be too interactive in the stream chat because, well, I suppose I could. It's going to be very kind of interesting to see how that is going to work out. I definitely am going to make use of that and see how we go. It might even turn out that it works that way. Who knows? But it's all experimental as of right now. It's all kind of up in the air. With the stream slots, like I said, it's not necessarily mean like here, I'm not going to stream for 5.5 hours of like 1 or 2 games. That would just be kind of burn out after a while. I put my Twitter at the bottom there. Now, with this, continue for the stream for just a second. I've made a couple of things. One thing I've made is how are we doing? 22 minutes. All right. One thing I've made is this. Sorry about that. One thing I've made is this, and basically what this is a 40-second video of. Now I have to turn the volume up here so you can actually guys can listen to this because this isn't anything copyrighted. This is my own stuff. So we'll turn the game volume up and I'll give you guys a listen to what this is. Hello guys and gals of the internet, this is Semicast of YouTube and Twitch TV as always. Just a short video to let you guys know that I am streaming on Twitch TV as of right now. There should hopefully be a little annotation at the bottom of the video that will take you to my Twitch page, but if there is not, there will be a link to it in the description of this video, and I will also leave a link to my Twitter page and my Twitter ad, so you guys can follow me on there. I will always tweet out when I go live on Twitch on there, as well as have this video for the duration of the stream. So come along to the stream, have some fun, follow it if you like, and all that good stuff. I'll see you there. Peace out. Right. So what I'm going to do is what a lot of people do in that instance. What I'm going to do is always upload that video to YouTube. As I said, I'm going to have that video uploaded every time I go live, and I'm going to have it for the duration of the stream. So if I stream for 3 hours, that video will be available for 3 hours. Now, I have actually noticed that the annotation does work for Twitch. So if you guys are watching me on YouTube for the video and you see a pop-up of me on Twitch, that means I'm going to be live at that time. So I'm always going to put that video as for the duration of the stream, and then it will be taken down once the stream is offline, because there's no point having a video if it doesn't really matter anymore. So that is going to be the video that always goes up every time I'm going live at that particular point. And as I said, you'll have the annotation at the bottom of the screen. You'll have the link to the stream in the description of the video. Sorry, my mouth was going a bit dry there. And you'll also have the link to the Twitter account. You can follow that, because also when I go live, not only will I have that video, but I will also put the link on my Twitter page And my Facebook page, although I'm not really going to give that away because I don't really use Facebook, and it's more of that Facebook I have is a personal one. I did have a fan page, but it didn't really go anywhere, so I didn't really bother with it. I think Twitter is more of an interactive kind of medium with fans anyway. Me and Mervs talk constantly on it, so cheeky plug for Mervs there. So yeah, I think Twitter is kind of the big interaction thing. I know it's 180 characters, and I know that's annoying. But I think it's a better way than having a Facebook page and then having to add all these people. It was just a mess when I had that Facebook page. It was a complete mess, and I didn't really keep up to date with it as much as I wanted to, so I kind of didn't bother with that in the end. But yeah, Twitter is the way to get all the kind of lowdown on when I'm streaming, as well as that YouTube video I just showed you. So, yeah. My Twitch page is officially up and running, and I've got some things that I can't really show you because they're all going to be locked out here, like I'm recording right now, so that's going to be a problem. But, yeah, my Twitch is kind of up and running, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put this video, if I can, on this. Now, where is... I think it's here. Because apparently you can add things to this now. Shit. Let me just turn the game volume down just in case something... bad pops up there. You don't want to hear random stuff in your ear. But basically, yeah, you can put posts here. So what I'm going to do... Now, how long will these posts last? I mean, this video will go up on Twitch anyway. It'll go everywhere because I know... The reason I want to put it here is because I know that some of my followers don't necessarily follow me on Twitch, on Twitter, or have subscribed to me on YouTube. You know, most of my Twitch followers probably haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel to know that this video is about. So I'm going to put this video here if I can, and let the followers that follow me know that this video is here, and it kind of explains what I'm going to do. So, I guess the last thing I should talk about is the games I will be streaming on Twitch. Now, I do have a focus of what I want to do on Twitch, and I think it's not necessarily going to be a huge thing. I'm going to stream everything. I'm going to stream everything I can at whatever given time. I could stream the Schumacher years. I could stream the Idle Madness, for example. I could stream anything. I'm going to stream anything and everything. But I think the main focus is going to be open world or RPG games. Now, the reason for that, and the reason I didn't do Metal Gear Solid 5 as opposed to the others, is because Metal Gear Solid 5 works a lot like Peace Walker. You have open world and you have RPG elements in the game. So, you know, that would take up a bulk of time on YouTube. That would take me like a year to upload an entire playthrough of that game. And this is kind of what wanted to get me into streaming in the first place, was the kind of these open world games. I want to kind of give you everything, but not just have 100 Metal Gear Solid 5 videos, mainly probably of me sucking at the most part, because I suck at the game, but say if I suck at a Final Fantasy game, for instance, you don't want to see 60 parts of that shit. You know, so, you know, it's better to have it on Twitch and not be worried about time, like part-time constraints. You can stream as much as you want. You can stream as long as you want. I streamed for 5 hours the other day. So, you know, and like I said, I have 2 stream slots here, so I could use both of those up maybe some days. But, of course, like I said, I kind of have to work around my YouTube as well. I have to kind of do both. It's going to be a bit of a juggling act, but I think I can manage it. I think I can manage it. Especially in the times where there's no real games coming out, like the beginning of the year or the summer part of the year. But the main focus of the game I want to do on Twitch is open world and RPGs. I want to do the likes of Final Fantasy and Mass Effect is a big one. I really want to do Mass Effect, but I don't really want to do it on YouTube because it would just take up so many parts of a playthrough, and I do so many games at so many times, so much time to do so many games, you know what I mean? So, you know, because I love gaming, so, you know, I play as much as I can do in the time I've got as well. So, Mass Effect is a big one. Mass Effect's the trilogy that I really want to do. Unfortunately, the Origin versions of Mass Effect are not control supported, according to my friend who said yesterday. I don't know if the Steam versions are, but I'll double check those after I've recorded this. But you know, I want to give you guys some games that maybe I wouldn't do on a regular basis. I mean, myself and Lady Time Lord are thinking like most likely going to be getting the Dead Rising series that is actually going to be dropping on the PlayStation 4. I want to stream the heck out of that game because Dead Rising 2 is fun as hell. And Dead Rising 1, even though I didn't really enjoy it, I think it'd be still fun to stream it and play it. You know, so, you know, there's that for instance. Dead Rising 3, heck, why not? You know, I really want to get into this. I really want to get into this. And I had so much fun over those last few days doing it that I really thought, right, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to edit this shit and I'm going to make it as professional as I can. It doesn't look all that great. I do apologize. It's kind of a bit of an old convoluted mess, but you kind of get the gist. So yeah, it's all good, and I'm officially going to be streaming as much as I can. I can't promise that it's going to be every single day or on a consistent basis, but it's going to be as much as I can because I really haven't loved the last time doing it. The only thing I would say, lastly, before we drag this video out any longer because it's almost gone half an hour, but the only last thing I would really say is that the only thing is that streams, like archive streams like here, they only last 2 weeks. Now, it's not really a problem for, say, something that's going to go up on YouTube, like Idle Madness, because you'll see that on YouTube. If you miss the stream, you can always go onto my YouTube channel and you'll see it. And I guess it's not really a big thing for Final Fantasy either, but it only lasts 2 weeks, and I think in a way, that's not such a bad thing because then you don't have a channel full of streams that are convoluted and all over the place. They wanted to kind of clean that out. It is a bit unfortunate to a degree because you want some streams. If you have a high value stream, then you wanna save it. You wanna save it. But what I might do, because I just actually remembered this. Twitch actually has the ability to split kind of your stream into highlights and put it on YouTube. So if I have an excellent part of the stream, I might add some YouTube videos and do that. I might actually use some YouTube videos and add highlights to the streams and show you guys what is happening on Twitch if you guys don't follow me there or don't really use Twitch that much. If you subscribe to my YouTube, maybe I'll start doing some stream highlight videos or something. You know, I think that'd be really cool. So yeah, the possibilities are endless with this stuff. You know, I want to branch out. I really want to make good at this. You know, I'm not going to be one of the top YouTubers or one of the top Twitch streamers, but it's like I said to a guy when I was playing Gears of War Ultimate. I don't really care. I don't really go into that. No, when I say I don't care, I mean I don't really care. I just do it to have fun. That's what the whole thing with this YouTube thing was, to have fun, and I'm going to go into the same mindset of Twitch. I'm not gonna have a subscription based thing on Twitch or YouTube. I'm not ever going to use subscription based stuff. I'm not going to have a donations thing. I'm not going to activate that stuff because I don't need it. I don't need this donations thing. I'm quite happy doing stuff on my own. I don't want a donations thing. I don't want people to pay me to play games because I want to play games because I enjoy it. You know, I don't want to get paid for doing this. Because it would be very hard to keep up with my upload schedule. It would be all over the place, you know. With streaming, it wouldn't be so bad, but if I was getting paid for doing YouTube playthroughs, it'd be all over the place. And like I said, I don't really have a huge following on this stuff, and I don't think I ever will, because I'll never reach the heights of the PewDiePies or, dare I say it, Darkside Phils, but you know what I mean. I'll never read, like, Darkside Phil has 183,000 subscribers, so he must be doing something right, I guess. But, you know, I'm never going to be at their level, and I know that. So, with that in mind, let's cancel that. All right. So, with that in mind, you know, I'm not going to have subscription-based services or donation pages or something like that. I might do giveaways, I'm not sure. I think posting would be a problem for me with giveaways. I might give away some codes. You know, I think codes would be the best part of giveaways, because I know a lot of Twitch streamers do giveaways for their fans and stuff like that. But I rarely have things to give away. So I might do that. I might do that with some codes, but I don't think I'm really gonna have anything physical to give to you guys. I mean, I do have a fight stick, but Uh, I wouldn't know what to do the first thing about posting. I'm gonna have to take that'll take me another year to learn. But anyway, that's kind of a gist of this update. I do apologize. This has gone insanely long. I didn't really mean it to, but I thought I'd. Yeah, my Twitch channel is officially live and up and running and going pretty well. It's just a more consistent basis I am learning of at the moment. I've kind of got everything else set in stone, and I can make the necessary changes as I need to, but I need to get the consistency going now, and I need to get the kind of that sort of thing done as well, and I've loved every minute of it so far, so anyway, it's up. Alright guys, before this video goes any longer, I am going to end it there. So, sorry for not keeping up with the schedule of the summer, that's my bad. So much has gone on, like I said, and my Twitch channel is officially up and running and going. So go and follow me on Twitch if you haven't already. You can either do one or the other. Like I said in the YouTube section, you can either subscribe on YouTube and watch the stuff on demand, or you can follow on Twitch, or you can be awesome and do both. The choice with my content is entirely up to you, and that probably might be my channel's motto. It's entirely up to you what you do, always. Alright everybody, I am out of here. I'm sorry this video has gone so long, and yeah, I'm Sir Michaelis signing off. I'll catch you next time. Peace out.